Well, Nathan, let me ask you about just trying to get the Pinhoti Trail to where we've got less and less road walk. I think the Alabama section really doesn't have that much left. Where are we? Because I know once you do the very beginning, once you get Flag Mountain out of the way and you come back down the mountain, there's that section, there's a little section there of road walk. And then once you kind of get out of that first maybe 20 miles or so, there's a longer road walk to get you over to, was it section three? Um, just talk about those sections right there in particular and what you know of and what folks are doing to try to get those road walk sections eliminated where we got more trail. Where are we on that?
When's the last time you've been in on the first two sections?
It would have been two Christmases ago. So probably Christmas of no, 23, it's Christmas of 22.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so a year and 3 months ago, a year and 4 months ago.
All right. So we've made some improvements since then. A little back history here from from beginning of section 3, which is Trammell Trailhead. That's where the national forest starts.
Okay.
So anything south of Trammell is outside the national forest. Years ago, and I don't ask me what year it was, but it's been 25, 20 something years now. They moved the southern terminus to Flag. We had Flag belong to the state, but everything from Flag to Trammell was about 30-mile road walk. We didn't have any other woods to work with. Through the years, with Forever Wild and the Conservation Fund, some land has been purchased, and especially Forever Wild had some land that let us put trail on, and then the Conservation Fund went out and they've purchased like 4,000 some acres specifically for Pinhoti corridor between Trammell and Flag. So now it's down to you come out at mile 6 point something, you go 2 more miles, you're back in the woods. There's a new section there. So that long road, that dirt road walk after Wagufka
Right.
is now in the woods. So there's a new section. We just opened it last May, almost a year ago. And then you come out at mile 18. That's where the road walk started from 18 to Trammell. But we've opened another section about mile 26 something, 26.2, I think, which takes us over toward Trammell. The land was purchased there that could take us all the way to Trammell, but there's a railroad in the way. We're not allowed to build a trail across a railroad. So we had to loop back and come across an existing railroad crossing. So we're down to about 11 miles. There is plans for more of that to come out of off the road and in the woods. We actually have about a mile of that probably will open in the next few months, waiting on one more land sign off. But the bulk of that we'll always keep Wagufka, the 2 miles in Wagufka.
Why is that?
And then we wanted to support Wagufka, and that brings you out and by their town, I call it the town square. It's just a little 4-way stop down by the country store. And Wagufka's always been interested in wanting to be involved in the trail and help, but they're not a big town. They don't have large industry or whatever, but we wanted the hikers to come through and be part of that town. So but it'll be that may actually end up being about mile and a half, maybe a little less, but that'll always go through there. But there's some other things in the works there to get that off the road after mile 18. That may be years from now, maybe 3 or 4, 5 years from now. Depends on land deals.
Mm-hmm.
We don't like to do easements. Like the Florida Trail, for instance, does some easements. If you can lose those easements and you have to move the whole trail again, and it could be very frustrating. So we like to do purchases and move the trail permanently.
Yeah, it's really interesting to kind of follow it the little bit I have. What what does it take? Once some land has been purchased, what does it take to who's in charge of blazing this new trail? That's got to be quite an undertaking.
Right. So, great question. And I'm glad you went there because as of today, everything has been done. Well, everything lately has been done by volunteers. And all the maintenance you see on the trail, volunteers. We have an incredible group, and anybody who's interested, I encourage you to reach out. As president of the Alabama Hiking Trail Society, that's one of our mission is to build and maintain trails throughout the state. Pinhoti is obviously our crown jewel. And what we do is we work very closely with the Conservation Fund because they're the ones that's been purchasing the land. We go in and, well, first we start by looking at a contour map and just figuring out, okay, we kind of want to go here. We want to see this feature. We want to maybe hit this peak. We want to circle it around, stay on this contour, whatever. We kind of draw it out. Then we'll go walk it. We'll walk it both directions, maybe change it a little bit. Then we'll walk it again and flag it. And we'll wait to maybe a different season when the leaves are down, walk it again. Maybe after a big rain, see what the creek looks like, see if there's a better place to cross. It takes a long time to really plan this out. And then we put a work crew together. Sometimes that's hired out. We had this 1 mile section that's about to open pretty soon was hired out. But most of the time we just get a volunteer crew together. We go to digging in the side of the hill and moving dead trees, clearing the path really. And then we'll, once it's built up, we'll get another crew to go in there and paint maybe both directions. And so it's a lot of effort up front to really get it designed correctly, and a lot of volunteer effort to, muscle it through.
Yeah. I can't even like imagine, you've got you're looking at a contour map. You're looking at, how the terrain is just on a map. And then how does that even work? Do you have to just kind of GPS it out to where you're following that specific line?
Yeah, so we'll draw it out on an app, and we can download that to a device or a watch or something, and kind of follow it through.
Yeah.
And learn it. We know where we need to enter, where we want to come out approximately. So we'll make those two connect, and that's the fun part to me. That's you get to go out and spend all day in the woods. Like, nah, that wasn't really as cool as we thought. Maybe over there, and we'll switch it all up and just explore through, and maybe find something we didn't know about, and make it happen.
Yeah, and really be a part of history. I mean, to be honest, you're putting together something that people are going to walk on for, many, many years to come. So it's really interesting how that all comes together.
Yeah.